Bitcoin is a store of value fundamentally. But now what we expect to see is a lot more of these vertical blockchains. And what I mean by that is block space for a specific industry or for a specific purpose. What comes to mind over here, you think about like Athena. It's like a yield-based stablecoin, and that's why it has its own thing. Uniswap as a DEX, right? On the RWA side, you have Ondo and you have Flute, right? On the consumer side, you have a whole number of these, but Abstract is probably the biggest one to date. And then dating back before that, Flow. And what we think is you're going to start to see more of these things because there's candidly not that much of a demand for just general purpose block space that's for everything. And so at Camp, we're built for the intersection of IP and AI. Now, what does that really mean, right? So built into our chain, you have the proof of provenance protocol, which consists of origin and matrix. Origin is simply the easiest way for a user to onboard their IP and plugs in as a developer SDK for the application layer itself. That can be anything from songs, images, videos, text, data. All of that is your IP, and Origin makes that the easiest way to actually register any of that on chain and set terms and conditions around that. Then the second part of that, what we built in is Matrix. And this is our AI framework that makes it extremely easy to train and deploy agents on the blockchain in the first place. A couple things to unpack here. Our belief is that the future of the world is agent to agent interactions. What does that really mean? In about 5 years, I think instead of us doing this podcast, we would have an agent version of myself and an agentic version of yourself basically talking to each other. But in order for that to exist, you need to have these agents trained on user-owned IP. And that's why we basically integrated Matrix into Camp at the execution layer, effectively, at the protocol level, because that way it plugs in directly from all things related to Origin itself. The second thing that we did is we spent a lot of time talking with our teams in blockchain overall. And one of the things that they thought is, usually if you're a validator, you're going to prioritize what is the highest MEV. And 99% of the time, that's going to be a DeFi related transaction. And so one of the things that we did is at the execution layer itself, we put it such that a minimum number of IP and AI related transactions must be included per block. And the benefit to doing that is you have priority order tagging. So if you're building in the consumer space or anything related to IP and AI, which I broadly include under the umbrella of consumer crypto, we are the best DevX for you because we basically make it such that you have the lowest latency for any of your end users overall.